Hi, it's Des Buckingham here, head coach of Oxford United. I'm going to answer some of your fan questions. One from Madison Shackleton says, what challenges do you expect to face from Exeter? A tough one. They're a team that are the same as us, up and up. They're in the form table. A team that are at home and want to give their fans something to go into the off-season on a positive note, but one where we're in the same position. We're in a good run of form, playing some good football, and we're doing as much as we can to put on a very good performance, which will put us in the best place to come away from Exeter with the result we all want. Another one from James Ransom. Will you have a staff member listening to the other results to give you feedback? I don't think we'll need one. I'm sure we will do, yeah, but I think in even the last few games we've had the fans either tell the players as they're warming up what the result is, or there's been a few chants that have been heard back on the bench from the fans when they've heard the results of those teams around us, so it gives us a guide. But yes, I'm sure there will be a member of staff that will feedback, because it will or can determine kind of the approach to them, that probably more so the second half of the game and the approach that we may take if we need to. Callum Henry asks, favourite game in charge of Oxford so far? If you'd have asked me before Peterborough, I'd have said the Burton game, 3-0 at home. But it has to be the Peterborough game at home. I thought the whole day, from the moment we drove into the stadium, the cars were lined up, and I hadn't seen that for a long time, lined up all the way around the back of Greater Leys from 12 o'clock. The sun was shining, the skies were blue. The atmosphere that was created before kickoff was unbelievable, and we walked out into a stadium full of balloons, banners, streamers, and the performance, you know, the fans really got behind the players throughout the whole game, and to get the result of 5-0 but also play the football we did and be able to bounce off of each other made for a wonderful day for everyone involved. So that right now is my favourite game so far this season, and hopefully there's some more to share. Matthew Thompson, who was your childhood hero growing up who played for Oxford? Probably had a couple. Paul Moody as a centre forward was always a problem to deal with. It was always enjoyable watching him have his battles. People like Joey Beecham, watching the excitement of him running down the wings and showing the type of player that he was so exciting to see. All the way through to people like Jamie Brooks before the illness and the injury for him. You know, those types of players, they were really enjoyable coming to the Manor Ground to watch. Ethan asked, if there was one former Oxford player you could bring back to the club, who would it be? I'm always a big fan of Matt Elliott. I thought Matt Elliott with Paul Moody, with Joey Beecham, I thought that was a great team. Phil Gilchrist and Phil Whitehead in goal. But I think Matt Elliott, he obviously went on to do some wonderful things with Leicester, but he would probably be the one player there that I think would be a really exciting player in our team. Jack Stringer, what made you want to become a manager? Mickey Lewis. Mickey Lewis is without doubt the reason I got involved in coaching. Kind of took me under his wing. I didn't know at the time whether it's to become a manager, but certainly in terms of getting me involved in coaching, somebody that has probably had the biggest influence on my life, not just coaching, but life, especially in those early stages, that, yeah, just the type of person he was and made you kind of feel involved, your sense of humour and all the other things that made him so special, set me off on my journey to become a manager, and I'm one that I'm always hugely grateful to working with. And Samuel Leach asks how often I get my hair cut. It always looks perfect. And who is my barber? Samuel, I get it cut every 6 weeks, so I don't know if it's you're just tuning in every 6 weeks to watch things or come to see it, because it gets pretty out of hand. But it's always hair by Mark in Cowley. You never cheat on your barber. So since I've been back in Oxford, or any time in Oxford, it's always hair by Mark down Wilkins Road in Oxford. Rachel Foster, good luck for Saturday. We're with you every step. The question is, how do you evaluate the season irrespective of if we make the playoffs or not? I think it's been a good season in comparison to where we were as a club 12 months ago. To be in a position where we're still chasing playoffs and putting the last game of the season, I think it's a wonderful thing in the 12-month period from a turnaround of the club. I think we got off to a great start. There's obviously a lot of change, manager included. We've had a lot of other things go for us, go against us, so it's been a bit up and down, but what I've been really pleased with is certainly the last sort of 4 or 5 weeks, we've been able to really bring things together to show the type of football and do the types of things that we want to do here, both now and in the future. That is really exciting, and it's been really exciting to see the players play the type of football that they have done and the results that come from that in the recent weeks. And it's now about building on that, firstly at Exeter, and then taking that into next season. Joe Lane, how have you felt the atmosphere has been in the last 5 home games and away? Plus, what's been your favourite atmosphere since coming back? I'm not sure what it was. I think the atmosphere's away games have always been really good. We've taken so many fans to so many away grounds. And then something happened against, I think it was Fleetwood. There was a real noticeable change, and I said I'm not sure what it was, whether it was a combination of the fans forums, whether or not it was a combination of starting to really see the way we're playing, or I know that there's been fan groups that have really been engaged in trying to change and bring that atmosphere and that positive experience for people coming to the stadium, whether it's a combination of all of those things coming together at the right time. But yeah, I think I could speak about Peterborough again, the atmosphere that was created there, but even on the Friday against Stevenage, obviously it wasn't 5-0, it was 1-1, and all the way through the game the same atmosphere was there. So I think it's a combination of those, but I know we're in for a really good atmosphere on Saturday down in Exeter, because everyone I speak to tells me we're going down there. And I'm not sure how that's possible because we haven't got that many tickets. So looking forward to hopefully Exeter being the answer to that question. Aaron Phipps, have preparations started for next season with player recruitment, or are we waiting for Saturday's result? There's always things that we're trying to plan for. We always have succession planning for different scenarios. So there has been a lot of work that's done, and a lot of that is driven by Ed Waldron and our recruitment team with myself and a lot of the other people around the club, because we need to start making moves now regardless of what league we find ourselves in next year. So yes, that work has started and will continue to work both now and over the next couple of weeks once things become a little bit clearer for everybody. Daniel Goodman asks, do you have a favourite match from your managerial career? Been involved in lots of games, and it's a very tough question, but probably the most recent would be the game when I was in Mumbai in India last season. We clinched the league in Goa, and we won it being unbeaten as well after so many games. So to win the league in Goa after what had been sort of 2 years in India. And the other part to that was Goa was a place where we'd spent the first season in a bio bubble because of COVID. So we'd spent a lot of time there and we'd played a lot in that stadium. So to win it, firstly unbeaten, but secondly to do it there in and amongst a wonderful group of people, both players and staff. We actually won it 5-2, which pretty much summed up this type of football we wanted to play in the end. But that was probably as it stands right now, my favourite match so far of my managerial career. And finally, from Twitter, History Sire says, good luck for Exeter. What are the areas you have seen the most progress in since your arrival? I think that's difficult to answer in one aspect. I think it's been a really big change in a lot of different areas around how we work. It's been trying to set the team up in a different way to what they were playing. Obviously different manager, different ways of working, and that sometimes can take some time, but we're starting to see the shoots of that a bit more consistently. It's been the work we do with our sports science team, who are really important in driving the training loads and the aspects to make sure our players are not only prepared for the demands of the game, but are able to stay fit and be picked consistently and perform consistently over 90 minutes Saturday and Tuesday, and they've played a huge role in making sure that those players have been able to do that of late. All the way through to analysis. We brought Joe Moore in, who's been supported by Isaac here, and making sure that between analysis and medical, that the 4, what I'd say, key pillars of everyday life as a professional footballer here, across coaching, analysis, sports science, and medical, work really clearly in their own departments, but work seamlessly across departments to make sure that everything we're doing is aligned to where we want to go. That gives our players the best opportunities they can to perform on a Saturday or a Tuesday to get the result that we're all looking for. Thank you for your questions, and thank you ever so much for the support since I've been in the building in mid-November all the way through to this coming weekend. We really look forward to seeing you all down in Exeter.